Hey guys, my name is Doofy, and in today's oh my god, that just sounds so fake. Cause it is. I'm live. I'm in live mode. And live mode is much more chill, relaxed, and less formal. So, today what we're gonna be doing is re-ranking every manga that I've ever read. So I know. I said 400 plus in the title. My bad. It's actually 394. My bad. I'm sorry. I was 6 off. Didn't mean to mislead you all, but that's I mean, as the title said, we're gonna just go through these 394 manga and we're gonna re-rate them. Also, welcome to the chat, Goncalo. I don't know. I apologize if I butchered your name. Time to read 7 manga right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read seven manga immediately in order to fulfill the 400 plus requirement. I mean, okay, if we're gonna be like, if we want to really, be precise here, what we could do is we could go all the way down here to my plan to read section. Hold up. Where's my planning physical? Now, technically, I've actually read like the first volume of Ava, but it was so long ago that I forgot it. I also read the first 2 chapters of Message to Adolf. It was good. I just wasn't ready to get into it at that time. So that's 2. I've read the first chapter of Wotakoi. That's 3. I need 4 more, and then otherwise I'd be lying. I'd have to just like find 4 random one-shots and put in here. Brittany with a $20 donation. Okay, I'm at work, however, wanted to send you this, and please check the messenger. Plans for this month. Chat soon. Have a great day, bud. Hey! Appreciate it, Brittany. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that dearly. So thank you very much. Fucking J-Chip coming in with the with the $2 donation. Doofy is cringe. Doofy love is based. Wise words. That was a heavy butcher. What can I say? I'm the real butcher. Anyways, enough with all that. Let's get into actually rating some manga. Lord Kobe, welcome, brother. Glad to have you. So, my list, I've become very advanced since the last time I've done this. I have so many little side lists to help me better organize this shit. So I got like ongoing Shonen Jump. That's not just weekly Shonen Jump, because I have shit from like Jump Plus is Chainsaw Man now. Boruto is what, V Jump? I don't fucking know. Obviously these Naruto side stories aren't Shonen Jump. I think D Greyman is Jump Square. So it's not all weekly Shonen Jump, but it's just like ongoing Shonen Jump. Skeptosphere, glad to have you in here as well. Then we just have ongoing others, which is like mainly my weird fucking fetish manga plus like 2 Shuzo Shimi manga. Let's just run through these, because I think these are the ones that people are going to be the most interested in. My rules for rating ongoing manga is I arbitrarily made the number 50, but like if I have feelings earlier than that, I can rate it. And mainly because, like I've always said, you're justified in evaluating however much you read, as long as you're clear that your evaluation is limited to those things that you've read. So for instance, I can rate One Piece whenever I want, but I have to be clear that I'm only rating what I've read of it, not the whole damn thing up to where it is right now. So that's kind of how we are going to approach this. So frankly, I mean, I'm going to rank every ongoing. Akane Banashi, maybe not, but we'll see. Can you rate anime and light novels? I think I have like 1 light novel on my list, so I could rate that, because that would be super easy. As for anime, I think the last time I did my anime, I was pretty happy with how it turned out, and I don't think I'll ever need to do it again. But I could actually, in theory. I mean, if I have fun doing this stream, I might do the anime one as well. Debe Otaku, welcome to the chat. Is that how you say your name? For me, I'm more of like I see a name and I just know the way it looks, but I don't pronounce it. So I identify names by like shapes mentally, and so a lot of the time I'm really just pronouncing your name for the first time in my life, even though I've seen it many a times. So please forgive me. All right, fuck it. Let's actually rate some shit. Kane Banashi. A welcomed addition to the Shonen Jump lineup. But it's just like another weekly Shonen Jump manga at the end of the day. I give it a 5. It's not bad, which is good, because I think a lot of what Weekly Shonen Jump has been putting out in the past few decades That's a lie. A lot of the manga I've been reading from Weekly Shonen Jump in the past couple years have been, erring on the side of bad more than not. So I'm glad to see stuff like Akane Banashi just kind of being like, not bad, just centered in the middle. I have similar sentiments towards Blue Box. I actually think Blue Box is a great manga. It's just not a great manga for me. So I gotta give it a 6. I gotta appreciate a nice romance manga. I think Jump needed something like that for a while now. I think this is really fulfilling that niche, and that's being reflected in the sales. It's doing tremendously well, and I'm glad. It's got a lot of fans looking forward to reading that each week, which is dope. But it's just not what I want. What Weekly Shonen Jump offers in terms of romance is typically not what I love. And I recognize that. And I mean, having the kind of sports disguise there doesn't help because I'm kind of adverse towards sports. I gave it a chance. I like it. I'm still ongoing reading it. It's fun, but it's just not for me. But it's for me enough to keep reading it. Obviously, I read fucking 70 chapters of it, so. Jump's now going for less fighting manga and more slice of life. D is just fine. Nice. Alright, yeah, I agree. And maybe rightfully so. I mean, just like after like Earthchild and Duran and Aliens Area, people are just getting like bored of shitty action series that just go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's just time and time again they're not doing well. So, and I mean, on the contrary, like, it's the non-action series that are doing well. Like, Ruri Dragon is doing phenomenal despite literally having like 6 chapters and being on hiatus. Blue Box is doing phenomenal. Like, it's one of the best-selling manga right now. So, I mean, I'm all for them following that niche, but like, I'm a Weekly Shonen Jump action kid at heart, so it's just it saddens me to not see more action series thrive. But it's understandable. I mean, like, it makes sense to me. That's why I kind of stopped because Shonen Jump had 2 new series since Aliens Area dropped. And I checked out like the first chapter, one of them. It was like the Demon King something. I don't know. I dropped that one and the Ginka and whatever manga. I'm not interested in supporting them right now. That's not the kind of manga I want to read, so I'm just not going to read it. The worst take I've heard is someone saying that we can only judge shows / manga by the value of scenes based on the whole story, and we can't rate anything ongoing. Yeah, I've seen similar sentiments, but like I also simply disagree. It's I don't know. Again, I'm able to just like justify almost anything I do in terms of like evaluation in anime and manga around my idea that anime is all about entertainment and you can do whatever you want to get entertained. So if I'm entertained rating something after only like 2 chapters, then fuck it, I can do it, right? This is my medium for escape, and if that's how I escape, per se, then I'll do it. Ruri's doing numbers for volume 1. Yeah, exactly. It's a nice change of pace for the magazine. I just think it's very filled with good battle shonen. It doesn't need more. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I'm excited to see where Jump's gonna go after a lot of these big battle shonen end. My Hero's kind of, its end is on the horizon. Black Clover as well. JJK, I mean, I think I've read somewhere that it's got a couple more years. One Piece, we're always almost at the end of One Piece, but we're never at the end of One Piece, so it's like that's always going to be a a question mark. But like once those series end, I'm really curious what's going to kind of come behind them. I love battle action, but variety is the spice of life. It sure is. Yeah, like I said, I think Ruri Dragon was such a perfect manga for Shonen Jump because it's like a niche that they had never even attempted to capitalize on, like that kind of Dragons Maid cutesy type manga. Shonen Jump never really attempted that, and Ruri Dragon, as far as I can tell, is their first, and it was a massive hit. So I'm quite glad. It's just a shame, what's going on with the author. Yeah, 3 to 5 years, the mag will look so different. Probably nothing over 300 chapters. I like that though. I'm glad the era of long-running manga is kind of over. Only because the older I get, the less time I have, and the less time I have to dedicate to reading long series. Well, I say that, but then like in the same breath, what am I reading right now? Well, Shaman King and Vagabond, both long series. So I'm just evidently lying to you guys. Fuck the truth. Spread misinformation. Hopefully that doesn't get my stream like censored. That was a joke. Anyways, Boruto. Boruto's like I think that the Boruto anime is superior to the manga in like literally every possible way. I think a lot of the main issues with the Boruto manga is that things just speed up too quickly in the beginning. So we go to like this kind of cutesy slice of life. You know, these are the kids of the original cast, and you know, they're living in this peaceful time. They're making friends, blah blah blah. And then literally, like within like 4 or 5 chapters or whatever, or a couple volumes, tuning exams happen, and then fucking 2 literally Kaguya level enemies just like fly down. So the scale goes from like 0 to arguably higher than it ever was in even like the original series. And I think that gap is just like jarring. Like holy shit, like it really like it takes you off guard. But I think with the anime, because it has so much extra content from like the other one-shots, from the light novels, whatever, some anime canon, just another general filler, just kind of slowly building up the scale, and really spending more time with the characters to give them better characterization and development. I feel like the jump from the kind of peaceful slice of life moments to the tuning exams to, you know, the evasion, I feel like it's much more palatable in the anime because of how they approach it, but in the manga it just comes at you so fast. Also, the fucking manga sucks. The art, it sucks. I think it's really not great. Base Doofy, you love to see it. Valen, I think the manga is actually much better than people give it credit for. Hey, if you want to give any Boruto praise, I'm your guy. I'm here to hear it. Only because at the end of the day, I want Boruto to succeed because it's just another Naruto property. And as a massive Naruto fan my whole life, like I just want more things Naruto to consume. But I don't know. I think the tuning exams was quite good. I think that the Owl arc was quite good. There were definitely some hype moments, like the fight with Ishiki, Sadara using the Chidori. Shit like that's cool. But I don't know. I really can't get into the Code arc right now. I don't think Code's a very threatening villain, despite the fact that he should be a threatening villain. Like, he doesn't feel threatening. He doesn't have that presence to him. Like, genuinely, I felt like Orochimaru felt like a bigger threat in the original series than Code does now, when arguably Code is stronger than almost anyone that we've seen in the original series. So it's like, that's an issue for me. But also, like, just frankly, Naruto and Sasuke being nerfed has really taken back, I don't know, because a lot of Naruto for me, especially in the later manga, was just like cool big action scenes, you know what I mean? And I just feel like we can't get those now because, you know, our boys have been nerfed. And they had to be nerfed because, I mean, Sasuke with the Rinnegan, the Baryon mode, this shit was just so overpowered. Like, how could Kishimoto ever conceive of a villain that could threaten that realistically? That wouldn't just feel like kind of like a cop-out. So they had to lose their power somehow. It had to happen, but it just, I don't know, difficult for me. I ain't never peeping Boruto. Honestly, I respect it. I respect people that don't want to read Boruto. I want Boruto to fail because I hate Doofy. I always heard the manga was better than the anime. I think the reason that people say that is because they have this strange attitude towards anime canon or just filler in general. But I can't understate like how much a lot of that does in terms of like building characterization, making development a little smoother, and really building up stakes in a more sustainable way or more steady way, which I think the manga totally ignores. I think it spends meaningfully and fleshed out what felt more like BS in the end of Shippuden in terms of lore. I agree with that. I think that the way the Boruto manga helps us appreciate what happened at the end of Naruto is great. Like, now that we know more about Kaguya from Boruto, we know how the Otsutsuki really operate. Knowing things like that, knowing about all the other Ten Tails out there, that really helps me appreciate the end of Shippuden more, or the end of the original manga. But so it's like, I think it's ultimately net positive, but like right now, just Boruto's not in a great state. I think the Kawaki / Naruto's relationship early on is really endearing. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, you know, I'm one of those Boruto fans that are like, we just gotta wait for the time skip. When the time skip comes, it's gonna be so great. I'm still there. I think that when we get to the Boruto time skip, it's gonna be pretty good. But, you know, for now, we just gotta fucking slug through this Code arc. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I'm still the Naruto fan, and I know a lot of Naruto fans have issues with Boruto, but like, god damn it, I want it to succeed. Chainsaw Man. I'm a few chapters behind. Forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. You know, for a while, like coming off my first read through of it, this was really like a contender, and was in my my top 20 manga for a while. But the more that I just kind of sit with it, you know, I'm watching the anime now. I'm just kind of like contemplating. There's definitely some great stuff in here. I think as far as contemporary battle shonen and weekly shonen jump goes, it's the creme de la creme. You know, it's the creme de la creme, folks. I find the relationship between like Power and Denji and Aki to be so endearing. Like, it's a really great, you know, kind of trio dynamic. It's probably one of the best that I've seen. Period. You know what I mean? I think they all balance themselves out equally. They're really fun and interesting characters. I do really appreciate the fast pacing of this manga. You know, there have been other series before where fast pacing has been an issue for people, but for me, like, I just love it. Give me that fast paced action. It's exactly what I want. You know, brain empty. Let me see, you know, cool fights. I think that Chainsaw Man is able to achieve that kind of fast pacing, but it's not at the cost of substance. I do definitely think that Chainsaw Man is doing interesting things time and time again. Alves, welcome to the chat, brother. I just got home from a test I totally passed. Nice. Can we get much higher? That is the question. We can't. We got the Doovie stream. You passed your test. It's Friday, you know. If you're in Canada, you just got double GST. Life is good, baby. Life is good. CSM is amazing, Mo. It's my top 20 for sure. Elvis is real. Easy class. Yeah. But the thing is, I think just Chainsaw Man is kind of just like falling in my head a little bit. It's just kind of like, I don't know, the more I'm distanced from the manga, the less of a hold it has on me. CSM not Fujimoto's best though. What would you say is his best? I really liked Goodbye Yuri. I'm not gonna lie. I never read Fire Punch. I didn't like Look Back. What else has he done? A few other one shots maybe. He had that guitar one shot. That was kind of okay. I think Chainsaw Man's probably my favorite of Fujimoto's. But like Goodbye Eerie, whatever it's called, that's a close second. Anyways, with all that said, like I've just it's lost the grab that it once had on me. It's still phenomenal, but we're gonna have to give it an 8.5 as opposed to the 9 that it once was. Internal server error. Don't tell me it's. Can we get much lower? So low. Okay, no, we're good. All right, it's gonna get an 8.5. Great battle shonen. But we can get much higher to answer the question. Sag. His last 2 short stories have better structure. I didn't like his last short story, though. Goodnight Eerie was phenomenal. I think that is the bar for one shots now. But I mean, it doesn't really even feel like a one shot because it's like a fucking whole ass volume. You know what I mean? When I think one shot, I think like 50 pages. But hey, maybe that's my arbitrary constraint upon the concept of one shot. Goodbye Eerie was great, yeah. Maybe Chainsaw Man Part 2 is still in the build-up phase. Part 1 had to. Yeah, that's totally what's happening. Can't step that long inside the edit thingy majingy. Oh, thank you. Okay, fair. D. Gray Man. Another excellent battle shonen, which I'm slightly behind on. Mainly because I'm just trying to build up chapters so that I can binge it again. Because like it's such a great binge manga. It really grabs you. It's really in... Well, I don't know exactly at the current chapter how it's doing, but like in the 200s, like the Search for Alan Walker arc and that stuff onwards was fucking phenomenal. That's what like took D. Gray Man from like a really good battle shonen to a fucking great battle shonen. Definitely up there in like the same echelon as like a Chainsaw Man for me. Like it's definitely a trailblazer. I think the one thing that holds it back for me is mainly the first like 80 chapters are super slow. I dropped it a couple times, I think, but what kept me coming back to it was I just think that Alan Walker is such a lovable protagonist, and I'm just a sucker for like the kind of religious imagery and like the Exorcist theme. Like it's just something that I'm sympathetic to, so I was easily captivated by it. But it's in a phenomenal state right now. It's in a phenomenal state. I know people mostly praise Part 1 for the insane stretch towards the end. Really? Because I always heard that like that stretch at the end of Chainsaw Man was actually subject to a lot of controversy. People kind of take issue with how fast the pacing is. But I think it's polarizing because I think there's a large sum of the audience that hates how fast it gets, but then there's a large sum like me that loves it. Trail goes blazy. I've heard so many good things about the protect. Yeah, Alan Walker's. Oh my god. I can't say much because I feel like the absolute peaks of his character are happening now, and if you haven't read D. Gray Man, you're just I can't spoil it, but like, it's so fucking good. I'm gonna have to just catch up. I don't care. I'm gonna have to stop saving up chapters. And this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna binge like the next 20, 25 chapters. I'm gonna put D Gray Man at a 9. I can just see it happening. I mean, we're really like in the peak of this series. Oh man, I love D Gray Man. People love it or hate it from my experience. That's the experience I have as well with Chainsaw Man. All right, Hunter x Hunter. Okay, the manga. Okay. It's back, it's back, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have Togashi around. Togochi. Last part of Chainsaw Man goes off the rails for sure, but Fujimoto lost the plot for sure in a good way. Agree. 1 out of 10 on Hunter x Hunter. I agree. Because, frankly, the medium of manga, it's a visual medium at heart, and Togashi just sometimes doesn't have visuals. He's running contrary to the function of the medium. Therefore, objectively bad. Hashtag fuck Togashi. Up until Succession War, it's a 9. Up until Succession War, it's like an 8. And Succession War right now is not hitting. Succession War for me is not hitting right now. I don't care about like the fucking melodrama that's happening on the boat. I don't. I think it's lame. I don't care about the actual Succession War itself. Now, the little like Dark Continent prelude before the Succession War was fire. And I think that has to do with the fact that we're following like Ging and Pearston for a long time. These are some of my favorite characters. We're really digging into the lore of the Dark Continent itself. But I don't actually give a fuck about what's going on to the ship. What's going on in the ship. I mean, yeah, we had Hisoka versus Crollo finally. That was really cool to see. I think what the Phantom Troop are kind of cooking up on the ship, kind of interesting. Hisoka kind of just being like, there's definitely some cool things that are kind of brewing. Togashi has been in that build-up phase for a while now. And I think once we get to the Dark Continent itself, some cool shit's gonna just pop off and I'll change my mind. But in its current state, I'll give Hunter x Hunter an 8. I'd contemplated giving it lower, but I'm like, I can't do that. I'd be lying to myself. I know I kind of want to jab at the fan base a little bit, but deep in my heart of hearts, I know Hunter x Hunter is a great series. I love the Hunter exams. I love Heaven's Arena. I mean, I don't care what people say. I love York New. York New is peak Hunter x Hunter for me. I die on that hill. Okay. I have my issues with Chimera Ant, but it still has some like really great moments. It's not like I hate it. It's just underwhelming relative to how people generally praise it, in my humble opinion. Great Island's honestly fun. The chairman election arc is actually genuinely like a great arc. I do like Hunter x Hunter overall, and I think to give it a 7.5, I'd be lying. But it's just, can we get much higher? Yes, we can. You know what I mean? Succession War is whack as fuck. Honestly, it took me a while to get that realization. Real shit. And you know what? For a while, people were gassing up Succession War for so long. Like, I remember I was on my big, like, anti-Hunter x Hunter arc, and I was just going in all the fans, and they're like, you haven't read Succession War yet. You haven't read Succession War yet. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read goddamn Succession War. I did. And then Togashi came back, by the way. Let it be said, the moment I read Succession War, Togashi came back. So, don't think I don't have influences in the industry. But that aside, I read it and I'm like, damn, you're actually going to make me want to hate on this manga more. But the Dark Continent little arc there before the Succession War was actually like phenomenal. So it's like, okay. You got me with one, you let me down with the other. It's a fair trade-off. My opinion is exactly where it once was. Have you read the new chapters? Yeah, I read the first of the new chapters. I'm 2 behind. I like to kind of save up Weekly Shonen Jump chapters for a couple at a time because I'm not a fan of the week by week format. It's miserable to read chapter to chapter and on binge. Yeah, Succession War was difficult. HHH is too gamey for my taste, but it's the best executed shonen plot of all time. Boo! I can't agree with that. I can't give you that one, brother. Have you read the new chapters? Honestly, it feels surreal. Hunter x Hunter's back in Togashi has a Twitter. That does feel surreal. I'll give you that. People were really gassing up inner monologues from 13 random cards whose names we don't care about. Yeah, that's seriously like it's crazy. But I think Togashi's excellent at building like a world, and so I am looking forward to getting to the Dark Continent. I'm looking forward to seeing some cool creatures. I'm looking forward to seeing some cool fights. I know it's on the horizon and I'm excited for it, but we're just not there yet, and so I can't be excited about something that hasn't happened. Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. Juju on that beat, Kaiser Roll Kaisen. All right, Juju on that beat. Kaiser Roll Kaizen. Where are we sitting with JJK right now? Where are we sitting at JJK right now? For a while, I think it was, yeah. I think Valen's right. It's about an 8. I don't know, man. I don't know. JJK is good. I give it like a 9. Honestly, I'm completely lost in JJK. I think JJK is if you're into JJK, like you're into JJK. You know what I mean? Because I think Gege knows what his audience wants and he gives it to them. I think he knows his audience are like freaks for like cool fights that have like a kind of technical backing, and you know, they like to try and figure out the mechanics, and they like to kind of follow it through. And that's cool. Like if that's what you like, if you like cool fights, bro, JJK. That's you know, that's the series for you. But to me, I think the Culling Games to me feels like how the tuning exams felt to a lot of Naruto fans. And this might sound like a weird comparison, but I'll give it to you this way. The Culling Games, I know we're still building up to like the big climax, and it's kind of we're starting to really see where the Culling Games is leading to in the manga right now, which is great. But I think for a long time what it was like a sequence of cool fights. And if you like cool fights, like you are into JJK and you are eating good, right? And that's how I felt about the tuning exams in Naruto. Like, I don't care that these fights aren't really culminating in a whole lot. I just like seeing cool fights between characters I like, characters I find interesting. However, the criticism I hear of the tuning exams that it just kind of feels like a kind of like a pause in the action, like nothing's happening. It's kind of like, you know, why? Like I don't care. That's kind of the opinion I have of the Culling Games. It's like, okay, I can see these are well thought out fights that I appreciate. I really do appreciate some of the choreography Gege employs. I think that there's some fun fights. Some of them go over my head, frankly, but thank God we have Broken Ronin to explain them for me. But like, it's just not enough for me. It doesn't satisfy me enough. And maybe, hey, listen, in 2 months' time, when we actually see the Culling Games culminate in something more meaningful, concretely in the manga, and not just people saying it's leading to something concrete, you know, to actually see it be concrete, then I'm going to be a little more sympathetic. Because, you know, even Shibuya, I think, which is a great arc, it's very similar. It's like a bunch of cool fights, and then we kind of get like some kind of meaningful plot dense moment. For me, like in Shibuya, that's Mahito and Yuji. Like that's just such a great dynamic that played out in that arc. Like that's like a genuinely meaningful moment for these characters that I care about, and like it actually wowed me how it was executed in that moment. But until we get something equal in the Culling Games, like I'm not on the JJK gravy boat. Is that a phrase? I don't know. Anyways, we'll give it an 8 because it's still like a fun manga, and it's one of the few I look forward to each week in Shonen Jump. But I just want to hate on it a little, you know what I mean? Like, I just like, there's certain fan bases that have done nothing to me, but I just want to jab at them because I have a disease and it's called, I'm chronically online. Where is Kagisaku? Saki? What even is this? What black magic are you reciting in chat? Oh, Nobara. Where's Nobara? Yeah, where is Nobara? I don't want to say too much because I don't know how much my chat is caught up on JJK, but I have like some pretty strong feelings about the Nobara situation. Holy fuck, I missed a lot of chat. Exactly, I agree. Gege has his hands on the pulse of shonen fans. He does. I think he really has a read on his audience, I gotta say. I made my opinion before JJK was popular, and then it exploded, and suddenly I'm the villain. Well, you are the villain. I'll get ready to crash. I'm sure people are gonna get divided on Chainsaw Man. At least the tuning exams didn't change character screen time every chapter. That's true. I like how Gege absolutely hates Gojo. Yeah. Oh, good question, Duffs. Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, we've had like 20 chapters introduced with power data dumping. Yeah, it's a little much for me, but you know, teach their own. Have you read the last chapter of JJK? Looks like me getting some big things. I haven't, but like, you know, I followed the Honored Ones, and they make it impossible for me to not be exposed to some amount of JJK spoilers in their thumbnails. So, I have some sense of what's going on right now, and I mean, I've read like, I think I'm only like 2 or 3 chapters behind, so I'm aware of what's going on. So that's why I'm excited, genuinely, for like where it's going. Shibuya's literal crack and the rest of the story is only okay in my opinion. I don't know. I like the Gojo's past arc too. I thought that was fun because I liked Gojo, and it's nice to kind of contextualize his background. Gege's hating on Gojo is actually hilarious. Hasn't he been like in his situation for like well over a year now? How long has he been in that situation? I'm trying to be like vague because I don't want to spoil, but you know what I mean. If you enjoy JJK Weekly, you might love reading the current arc of Undead Unluck for real. I might actually kind of continue Undead Unluck. I did really enjoy the first 2 volumes. Still need to do our hater debate. Yeah, well, that'll happen eventually, brother. I say with a smirk, knowing that it'll never happen. All right, we continue. Holy shit, how long are we into? We're fucking 35 minutes in, and we're not even halfway through the Shonen Jump titles. Okay, I can't rate either of these Naruto manga that just started that were based on the light novels. I haven't even read the first chapter of the Konoha story, but I'm excited because I really want to see more from Asuma's daughter. I think she's a really interesting character. And again, this is why the Boruto anime is so good, because we get like a whole arc with her, whereas in the manga, I don't even know if she's in the manga other than like in passing. Also, the Sasuke Retsuden series, I'm really excited for. Is Kishimoto drawing this? I think he is, right? No, I'm just straight up lying to you. Don't ever listen to me again. Don't ever take my word on anything in the world. Shingo Kimura. Really? This is his only like really big work in notoriety. I quite liked the art actually. I thought it was quite nice. It was genuinely a big step above whatever Buddy's name is that does Boruto. Anyways, it's good. I've just got to read more, evidently. The account says Gojo's been like that for 900 days. They'll stop counting at 1,000. Damn. UXU has One Piece level world building. So low world building? Really surprised they made a manga from Mirai. I'll peep it. Sasuke one I'm feeling middling on. Interesting. I'm gonna be surprised if Kishimoto never does art for another weekly manga again. Yeah, I mean his hand's pretty fucked as the legends go, but I'm sure it is. He deserves to step back. He made Naruto. He has given us more than we could ever ask for. He's given us the greatest piece of fiction in the universe. So I mean, he's done his service to humanity. He doesn't need to do anything. He can put the pen down. He can cancel Boruto now. Psych! Don't cancel Boruto. I'm still ride or die for it. I'm erring more on the die side, but One Piece. One Piece. The One Piece is real. The One Piece is real, guys. It's real. I'm like halfway through Whole Cake right now, but it's just not that great of an arc, so it's difficult for me to like want to keep going through it. Choose your words wisely, raid failure. Raid fail? Well, the raid will fail. That's inevitable. And if you have to even question whether or not the raid's going to fail, I suggest you read in between the lines in the latest chapter. Because Goda, the god of foreshadowing, actually foreshadowed that the raid would fail in the first chapter when Shanks lost his arm. Because losing your arm is symbolic of the raid failing. Because the arm is like an army, and the arm being bitten off is like the army failing. Like the raid. The raid fails. How does Goda do it? He foreshadowed the raid failing in chapter 1. It's just not coming to fruition yet. Just wait. Big Mom and Kaido are gonna stand up and bust it down sexual style with the sauce. Oda foreskinned Kaido busting it down on Big Mom. It's true. Listen, I've revealed earlier that I have influence within Shueisha, and let's just say if you think the raid hasn't failed, you're gonna be looking pretty fucking stupid in a couple weeks. Just wait. One Piece is more like 868 pieces. Am I right? Yeah, you're right. You're right, buddy. I'm just excited to catch up to One Piece eventually. I'm just excited to catch up to One Piece at one point in my life. You know what I mean? I want to be there when the big three finally fucking falls. When the big three finally crumbles and crashes and just it's destroyed. I'm excited to see the final leg of the big three just crumble. Because let's face it, I think Boruto's going before One Piece ends, if we're going to be honest. The 1,000 Year Blood War anime will be over. Kubo's not actually writing the Hell arc. It's a fucking lie. If you think that he's actually working on that arc, you're fucking delusional. I'm gonna be there when the One Piece finally fucking crumbles and what was left of the big three has dissipated. I want to be there when it falls. I'm a child of the big three, and I will see to its death, goddammit. I will see through its death, okay? The big three brought me into this world, and I'm going to be there when it dies. I'm going to be there laughing as One Piece fucking crumbles. But, yeah, One Piece. When you accidentally join a Mr. Mojang stream, Mr. Morgan, Mr. Mooten, Mr. Morgie. I'll never say his name right. Not because I can't pronounce it, well, in part because of that, but because it's a funny bit. Honestly, you might really enjoy Film Red if you don't mind spoilers. I mean, it's hard to avoid One Piece spoilers. It's, like, impossible. Like, you will simply just not avoid One Piece spoilers. It's impossible. I know about Gear 5. I know what happens at the end of the raid. And it's not by my own volition. It's just, like, it's shoved in my face every week. Loki, I'm not anticipating the Hell Arc, but Burn the Witch new this year. Copium. I hate Burn. I think Burn the Witch is a dog shit manga. I really dislike it, and I have no problems with it not coming back. I didn't watch the big three until I was like 25. Hey, you know what? Honestly, based. Do you prefer reading finished or ongoing manga, and why? I prefer finished manga because I know how long it will be, and I can kind of set up my expectations for how much it's going to take me to read it. Like, when I read Shaman King, I know I'm going to be reading, like, 300 chapters. It's not going to surprisingly make more chapters, and I can kind of get in the right mind space for how long it's going to be. With an ongoing, though, like, it's a gamble. Like, is it going to be another 100 chapters, or is it going to be, like, 10 chapters? Now, the more, like, Shonen Jump manga you read, for instance, like, you kind of just get a better grasp on... You get a sense for when shit's going to get canceled. So, like, Aliens Area. I read, like, the first chapter, I'm like, yeah, this is gone. Like, this is already gone. Like, we're now experiencing the countdown towards Aliens Area's death. You know what I mean? But, I do just prefer completed series, because, like, I can, when you're in the final stretch, you can actually know that you're in the final stretch. And I know a good manga would have you, like, set up reasonably for that final stretch, but, like, if you're just gonna get axed, like, in 2 chapters and you just found out, like, you could be, like, 5 chapters away from finishing and have no idea. And I don't know, I like to mitigate my expectations by knowing all that stuff. I never even looked at Aliens Area. L. You're missing out on peak fiction. The big 3 are all 9s, at least. Like, One Piece, we all know my thoughts on One Piece. It's an 8. One Piece, I love One Piece, but it's not for me. Like, I love it because I think it fulfills such an interesting niche. It's like, it's at its core, like, a fun adventure series about, like, friendship. I think that no other manga in Shonen Jump really does that angle. Like, One Piece to me is so qualitatively different than either of the other 2 members of the big 3. Because I think Bleach and Naruto are fundamentally battle manga, and it's very, like, it's always playing into that kind of, that trope. But, like, One Piece is fundamentally so different from the other 2. So it's always strange to me that they're the ones that got roped in together. Because just in terms of content, like, One Piece always just feels different to me. Burn the Witch is 10 times better than Bleach. That's just an awful fucking take. Do you know that Jinbei dies of diabetes in the last chapter? Is this true? Yeah, what the... I don't think that's true, but that's fucking funny. Orange, no. The big 3 are all 9s. I never even looked at Aliens. That's why Shoujo's Giga Chat 5-volume full stories. Yeah, but they're 5-volume shit stories, bro. Hashtag Seinen Gang. We have 2-volume full stories, dog. It's not going to be surprised. Shaman King Flower says hi. Yeah, okay. Well, I know about Shaman King Flowers ahead of time, so again, there's no surprises. Me reading a 17-volume shoujo right now. Isn't Princess Jellyfish a josei though? I'm probably wrong. I'm often wrong. I mean, if Crash is telling us it's a shoujo, that means it's a shoujo. But can I just not spell? Don't make fun of me if I can't spell. Jellyfish is a josei. I knew it. Damn it! And y'all wanted to fucking question me. Fuck Crash Dog. Unfathomable W. Okay, where are we? Yeah, One Piece is an 8. Mainly because, like, I think what people love about One Piece is, like, Water 7. Like, it's that kind of, it's that sense of camaraderie you get amongst the crew and the kind of internal dynamics between them. I don't really care for them. My favorite arc in One Piece is Marineford. Why? Because it's literally just Luffy and all the cool characters. It's none of the crew. It's none of that camaraderie bullshit. It's like Luffy going after Ace. I like Luffy. I like Ace. And then we literally just get like a showcase of all like the cool sideline characters. We get like Blackbeard and Whitebeard and Shanks and Mihawk. Literally everything I like about One Piece in one arc. It's just like climax for 30 chapters. It's just like full action. It's just like, you know what I mean? That's why I love Marineford. But it's easily the least One Piece-esque One Piece arc by a mile, and it's not even close. Whereas Water 7 is the most One Piece arc, I think. Like the most One Piece-esque One Piece arc. And that's why I don't like it as much. Sky Island best arc? I like Skypedia. I think Skypedia is fun. I think Enel is a really great villain, actually. And it's strange to me that people would just fucking skip that whole ass arc. That's strange. That's some weird behavior. Water 7, yeah. I was wrong. Yeah. Classic Crash Out. I see, in terms of the tone especially. Yeah, I mean, Marineford just doesn't even feel like a One Piece arc. Alright, what do we got left? We got P. I'm just gonna give this a 6 also. I was pretty like into it early on. I quite like its humble themes of focusing on mediocrity. You know, the protagonist isn't the best, he isn't the worst, he doesn't aspire to something super grandiose. He's just kind of, you know, he's just mediocre. Like, he's not awful. Like, he just kind of needs to take concrete steps to put himself above, you know, that bar that's set by his family and blah, 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 whatever. It's fine. I just stopped caring after a while. You're on chapter 22 of One Piece? Drop it now while you can. My favorite arc is also Marineford, to be honest. That's honest. I appreciate honesty. And you're correct. You have the correct opinion as well, so congrats. Anel, I sleep. Hey, yo, Alves. You gotta chill on that one, dog. As a musician, most music-based manga anime below. Yeah. I always want them to be good. I think that there are a few exceptions. I think Beck's phenomenal. From what I can tell, Nana is also great, but I don't know how much it focuses on the actual music. I've only watched a couple episodes and then just never got back to it. Kids on the Slope was fucking phenomenal if you haven't read that, Val, and that's like a genuinely great, like, kind of like jazz manga / anime. Nodake Cantabella is peak. I've wanted to get into it just because it was a music manga or anime for so long, but I just never got around to it. What other music manga anime I've ever watched? I mean, Beck is really just like beautiful creme de la creme of a manga, let alone whatever manga. But Kids of the Slope was all right, but the OST went so hard. All right, you're breaking my little Josei heart here. Just all right. Okay. Blue Giant, okay. Need to read Beck. You do need to read Beck. Beck is peak fiction. You hate Beck? Well, we hate you. Okay. Sakamoto Days. It's constantly wavering between like a 7.5 and an 8. I like the arc that it's on currently. It's best read as on a binge though, so I really like to save up chapters of this. Like, I'll read 10 at a time. For a while I did have it at an 8, because like when the what's it called? The JAA was invaded by like those two dudes. That was fucking badass. I thought that was really gonna go somewhere dope, but they kind of backed off for a little bit. And now we have this little exam arc, which is fun, but it, you know, once it gets back to kind of a more serious tone, which I know I shouldn't expect or demand of this series, which kind of prides itself on its comedy, and it's good comedy at that. But like, you know, if we're just speaking for what I wanted of the manga, it's those more serious moments. And I think that the reason that they hit so hard is because they're juxtaposed so nicely against like the kind of the comedy of the manga otherwise. So it makes sense for me to want more, but I think if the manga was just seriousness, I don't think it would be as good as it is now. Either way, I give it like a 7.5. It's like a 7.5. It's airing on the side of 8, but it's just not quite there yet. Sakamoto Days I hate. It's dumb action for P-brains. It's only dumb action for P-brains if you're going into it with the mindset that it's dumb action for P-brains. Remember, analysis is a function of the mind and analyzing, more so than the series being analyzed. Remember that, folks. Go watch my short on that. I think I'll wait for a Sakamoto anime, same as Mashal. Mashal seems like alright. Is there actually any news on a Sakamoto anime, or is that just like you're hoping that's going to happen eventually? Sakamoto Days might be a 10 for me when it ends. Yeah, I think Sakamoto, like, it's on a great trajectory. It's just pure fun, and it has genuinely great moments in it, and it's just like, for me, I just got to see how much higher it's going to get. Just the Jackie Chan movies and manga? Real. Okay. That's all the Shonen Jump manga that I'm kind of rocking with. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty solid. Now we have to kind of go through these other manga. a lot of my fucking weird fetish manga that we're gonna blitz through. So no need to worry, ladies and gentlemen. Haha. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt to read this title, but I think this is just like a insert fetish manga. I think it's like a chapter. It's like a Twitter manga thingy. I don't remember if this was the better one or the worst one. I think this was the worst one. There's a few like the black and white covers here that we're just gonna kind of knock out. I think this was the better one. 5.5. No shame, my game. Read the title, doof. Huh. You think I can read? You think I can fucking read, Crash? I'm a manga fan, okay? I like pictures. Blood on the Track. Okay, let's do like an act. No, let's should we do some of the self-insert shit really quickly and knock that out? Do you want me to talk about Blood on the Tracks? You have 5 seconds to give me an answer. Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Empress! Glad to have you. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. It's a pleasure to see you again. It's been a while. I'll do Blood on the Tracks. Blood on the Tracks had the potential to be like one of the best fucking manga of all time. It had the potential. Like, it was... Honestly, it's a case of, like, they could have just ended at chapter, like, 80-ish, and it would have been... I'm not going to spoil. They could have just ended at chapter 80, and it would have been, like, a 9.5, 10 out of 10. Like, it was really just building up to, like, Oshimi's peak. Because I think the way that Blood on the Tracks can make you feel uncomfortable is in a whole other way than, like, say, Flowers of Evil does. Because the weird relationship between, like, Seiichi and his mother... It's fucking, like, it gets under your skin. I think the way that Oshimi depicts the kind of visual, or the uncomfort of Seiichi. Is that his name, Seiichi? Through the visuals. It's brilliant. Like, the way he kind of gets in, like, this psychotic state, just, like, being entrenched by his mother, and how uncomfortable and how strange the dynamic is. And then just seeing, like, the father and, like, the childhood friend just kind of look onto that from the outside and just kind of give us that more neutral perspective on the matter. And having that contrast with, like, these weird psychedelic images. Seiichi's just, like, in this absolutely mentally fucked state. Like, it's so awesome. And it just gets under your skin. Like, it's creepy in such a strange way because it doesn't have... It's not creepy in the way that, like, it's, oh, spooky visuals or something spooky is about to happen. It's creepy in the sense of just, like, this is such a strange and uncomfortable dynamic that's being played out in front of us. And we're exploring it so intimately. You've got to love it. But then it just overstays its welcome. It just overstays its welcome. And I'm not going to spoil it for Crash's sake, but, like... It has so many opportunities to just, like, find a nice way to resolve everything and end itself. Like, time and time again, it presents with an opportunity to, like, end on a satisfying note, and it's just like, no, we're going to go farther. No, we're going to go farther. No, we're going to go farther. And right now, it is fucking nerfing itself. It is shattering its own knees. It's... This once great, phenomenal manga is just, like, qualitatively going down each week. I'm watching this series die. I'm literally watching something I love just die in front of me. I think Fleur said it best. Flowers of Evil, or no, not Flowers of Evil. Blood on the Tracks lost the plot. It's gone. It's completely off the rail now. And to find out all the good shit was just a prologue? I think Oshimi needs to stop doing this, like, 2 ongoing series, because I think that the art is also suffering. If you read Welcome Back Alice and you read Blood on the Tracks, both have a phenomenal art starting off. But, like, if you read any of the more recent chapters, like, the art is, like, pitiful. Like, he is spreading himself so thin. I think he needs to wrap up Blood on the Tracks and just focus on Welcome Back Alice. But he's not going to do that, because Blood on the Tracks is, you know, it's the breadwinner series that he's producing right now. But it just needs to end. It just needs to end. It's killing me to say this, but what could have been a 9.5 out of 10 is, like, slowly falling and falling and falling. Right now it's an 8.5, because I don't want to understate how good, like, the first, like, 10 volumes of this are. First 9 volumes. First 8 volumes. But, like, with every, like, new volume, like, I just feel like it's inching away at the score, and it's just coming down and down and down. There's, you know, he's setting up things that could possibly redeem it. I think the most recent chapter or 2 is, like, starting to kind of get a little interesting again, but I just feel like it's the Tokyo Revengers thing, where it's like, this again, really, we've done this before. what again? How many more times are you gonna play this card? Like that's kind of the feeling I'm getting with Blood on the Tracks. I fall for it every time, but this is just kind of where it's got to be. This is just simply where it is right now. Blood on the Tracks ran too long. I read like 10 chapters and dropped it, but it seems like it wouldn't last 100 chapters. I agree. Yeah, it just overstayed its welcome. I dropped it because it was too good based. Wasn't any kind of spooky. Yeah, whatever. Listen, if it's a manga that's aimed at a male demographic, you just inherently hate it. Okay, we get it. Goodbye. Okay. Hashtag seinen for the win. Hashtag shonen dude bros. We come in on top. Okay. We come in on top. Ishida syndrome. How many left for Tokyo Revengers? Tokyo Revengers. I think it's on 276, so it has 2 chapters left and it's done. I feel like Oshimi likes to stretch his manga a bit far. I feel like Flowers of Evil and Happiness could have ended before the time skips. I think you're right. I really like the time skip in Flowers of Evil though, so I'm glad that we got it. But I do think you're right. Too bad I dropped Blood on the Tracks at chapter 12. The lore makes me want to read more, but not read at the same time. It was a really weird feeling. Yeah, Snow always describes it like he really, really loves it, and he knows he will, but like it just makes him so uncomfortable that he doesn't want to read it. So, I mean, I get it. I get the tension there. Oh, I like the time skip too. Okay, no, I see what you're saying. But just talking about Welcome Back Alice as well. Again, what started as a promising Oshimi manga that really liked to question, gender norms in Japan, especially where it's, I don't want to make any broad statements about Japan, but like, proceeds to make broad statement about Japan. I'm not going to. Anyways, there's a certain attitude towards gender norms I think that Oshimi's setting up in this manga. I think that Welcome Back to Alice does a great job challenging them in a really meaningful way. Not Kay, but the main character. The way that he is like trying to internally understand his emotions towards Kay, their identity, etc. It's done very well early on. But again, just with every passing chapter, we can see Oshimi's being stretched thin, which is a shame because I still think that Welcome Back Alice has a lot farther to go and could really be a great Oshimi manga in the end. But as it stands, again, like I can just tell, like he doesn't have as much effort he could put into this because he's also, stretched thin with Blood on the Tracks. And I think for that reason, what was once, again, this was once an 8.5 for me, but like it's just, I feel like Oshimi's just in a confused state right now. So it's got to be 7.5. No, it's got to be. I'm going to give it an 8 because in my head, like, this is better than Boruto. And I want to give Oshimi the benefit of the doubt always, but I always feel like Oshimi doesn't let himself become truly based. Are you kidding me, right, Meow? Are you kidding me, right, Meow? Are you telling me that, are you freaking telling me that Devil Ecstasy Chapter 1 isn't based? Main character is scared of big boobs? Are you telling me that's not, are you telling me that's not based? Come on, use your head. Use your head sometimes. Devil Ecstasy, main character scared of boobs, big boobs. Are you telling me this is not based? Better than Boruto? High praise, yeah. Yeah, Anti-Denji? Yeah, the Anti-Denji. I mean, it's just like, at the end of the day, Oshimi protagonist when you see him. And this is just another very, another version of that. Early chapters are based, but then it falls off. That's realness. I may have messed it, but did you read Kaiju number 8? No, I haven't. I've been meaning to, though. I actually picked up the first 2 volumes physically, like a couple months ago. And I hope to read those and then catch up with it through the Jump app. Always gets too lived out. Real. Alright, where are we? Ongoing others. Let's blitz through the other ongoing others. Kaiju number 8 is fire. Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited to read it. So what else do we have here? Okay, let's do Tokyo Revengers. I had it at a 7.5 last time I rated it. Because, much like everyone else, I think the final arcs have been a little underwhelming. Like I said, it's just he's doing the same thing over and over again. Like, we're kind of like, really? Again? But, like, I can't understate, like, Tokyo Revengers was a fucking movement for a few months. Like, everyone was like, read Tokyo Revengers, this is the best shit ever, Delinquent Manga's so good. Like, it was a movement. Like, it wasn't just another fad. Well, it was another fad, actually, in the end. I'm completely wrong with that assessment. But Tokyo Revengers was like it had a kind of sphere of influence that went beyond just like I think a lot of the other popular manga at the time, and that was reflected in the sales. Tokyo Revengers was doing phenomenally sales wise for a long time. It was really like a whole movement. But then just like I think one day we all woke up and we're like, okay, so this arc is just going to be identical to the last arc, but we're just kind of changing the character that's involved. Like it gets repetitive. This is another manga that could have ended a lot earlier and been better, and I think it would have satisfied everyone's desires. Now, I actually, I think there's some wacky shit happening in this last arc that is like just so like writing wise so questionable. How do you guys feel about me doing some kind of like spoiler ish for the last chapters? It'll be like it's pretty big, but I feel like without context it doesn't mean much. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways. It's honestly not... I don't think you can decipher what the fuck I'm talking about without knowing the context. But Takemichi gets stabbed. And, like, this is literally the sequence of events. I'm going to kill you. Stabs him. Oh my god, I killed him. That's literally what happened. And I'm like, holy fuck. What is going on here? What are we witnessing in real time? But, just there's a little friendship speech that Takemichi gives in that chapter before he gets stabbed. And it's just, listen, okay? I'm a Shonen Jump child at the end of the day. I see a good friendship speech, and I'm in your fucking hand, okay? And it hit. I liked the friendship speech Takemichi gave before he got stabbed. I don't care. I don't care if it's cliche. I don't care if you think it's cringe. I loved it. I was eating that shit up. I don't care if their necks are long. I'm giving Tokyo Revengers a fucking 8. The middle parts were really so fucking good. I don't care. Hey, it's popular to hate on Tokyo Revengers. Wait, what's the saying? If Tokyo Revengers has 100 followers, I'm one of them. If Tokyo Revengers has 10 followers, I am one of them. What's that saying? If Tokyo Revengers has 1 follower, I am the follower. Like, what is the saying? That's me with Tokyo Revengers right now. I just like being contrary. People hate Tokyo Revengers. I fucking love Tokyo Revengers. Stand Tokyo Revengers. Read Tokyo Revengers. Tell your mom go read Tokyo Revengers. 8 out of 10. Fuck it. Fuck the haters. Popular to hate on popular things. Hey, and it's I'm taking the underdog position. Chainsaw Man 0.5 over Tokyo Revengers. No shot. Honestly, if we're gonna keep it a stack, there are some peaks in the middle of Tokyo Revengers that far exceed anything that Chainsaw Man had to offer. Far exceed it. In terms of just emotional hype that I'm experiencing, reading some of those middle sections of Tokyo Revengers, I don't think Chainsaw Man has anything that fucking touches that. But it's just that, Tokyo Revengers is constantly, again, nerfing itself and fucking itself over. With corny plot twists and redoing the same plot over and over again. But fuck it, we love Tokyo Revengers on the stream now. If it has 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If it has 1 fan, I'm the last one. If it has 0 fans, I've left this world. Yes. That's my attitude toward. Fuck it, Tokyo Revengers are coming up. Tokyo Revengers is better than Vagabond. Tokyo Revengers is better than One Piece. Tokyo Revengers has higher peaks than Chainsaw Man. What's your favorite series? What's your mom's favorite series? Okay, it's better than it's worse than Tokyo Revengers. Unless her favorite series is Tokyo Revengers, in which case Tokyo Revengers is the best series of all time. CSM is porn for teens. I'm based for that peak analysis. True. Couldn't get into the story in any meaningful way. I genuinely disliked everything about it. I'm so sorry that you're objectively wrong, and now you have to go through life not knowing the peak that is Tokyo Revengers. Sucks to suck, I guess. All right, let's fucking just fire out some of these other series. This one is like a self. I have a lot. Okay, I read a lot of self-insert manga. Okay, and I don't want to hear shit from anyone. I can't rate this. So that's fucking 2 chapters out. I think it's on its 3rd chapter now. Whatever. Gambare Doke-chan. I read it because of the anime. The manga is literally like just a couple pages, like a Twitter manga. It's fun. It's not like, amazing. I think Doki-chan's well characterized. Doki, I don't know. She's a fun gal. What can I give this? Can I give this a 6? That's a 6. And then, like, in the same breath, you can't mention Doki-chan without mentioning Tatawa, right? I'm also gonna give it a 6. It is what it is. There's an anime? Yeah, there is. There's an anime. Same with Tatawa. They're both fun. They're fun series. I don't know what to say. I think this was like the less enjoyable self-insert, like fetish, like what's it called? Like the girl's just like belittling you the whole time. She's talking to the reader almost. This one wasn't. This one was kind of like corny a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't rate this. Only 6 chapters. I'm not doing that. What the fuck else? Shuken Brick was like. I read this one because of Ronin. To be honest, it's whatevs. Give it like a 5. What else? There's only 5 chapters of this one. We can't do just plain love. She's got a fetish. Her boss has low self-esteem. She's like a smutty josei. It's good. It's just like a nice change of pace, as opposed to my usual seinen slut office stuff. Womanly Peak. I'm factually correct. I went into Tatawa Anime blind. Oh, okay. What'd you think of it then? The Sleepy Barmaid. Honestly, I like how well researched it is. There's a lot of like little details. You know, as an alcoholic, of course, I'm very keen to all the little mannerisms about being in a bar and different bar etiquette. This is a well researched manga. It's fun. It's just relaxing. It's welcoming. It's again well researched, and I just gotta appreciate that. I've learned about some pretty interesting drinks from this manga. I think it's got a fun cast. Like it's just genuinely a fun, inviting, wholesome manga about a sleepy bartender that kind of just all over the place. 7.5 out of 10 is very respectable. Orange talking like there isn't self-insert shoujo manga based. Well, to be fair, you could have been talking about those as well. He is not etiquette. What else do we have in here? Is this one like the my girlfriend is cheating on me something? My girlfriend's friend, yeah. Guy cheats on girlfriend with girlfriend's friend. It's not based. Don't cheat. But I mean, look, it takes the bare minimum for me to be satisfied. We're giving it a 6. I hit all self-insert. See, based. Look at that consistency. That's what we like. Okay. Rakujitsu no Pathos. This is the first Suya manga I'm going to talk about. And this one like is just fine. It's like his longest running and perhaps best known manga. It's fine. Because of its length, he has more room to characterize the characters. I mean, as far as like hentai go, I mean, you can argue whether or not it's hentai. But as far as hentai go, it doesn't have great art, but like his art style has just really grown on me. It's just really grown on me. It's not super detailed. It's kind of crude. It's rough, but it's grown on me. Yeah, I think a 6 is fine for this. But is it on the same level as these other ones? Is the question. I thought my best friend is the best hentai. Huh. Thanks for the knowledge. I'll certainly be doing my research into that after. Fucking... Why do I feel like this should be better than Gambare and Tatawa? Decisions. Maybe we'll just leave it at that for now. We can revisit this after. I might even just remove the scores from these self-insert ones because how the like. I don't really want to rate these. They're all kind of just the same. These are all kind of just the same. What can I say? I will rate. This is like a meaningful, like actual manga, and I'm a big fan of Suya, so I will actually go through all of his manga today. But we don't need to rate this, frankly. These are only a couple chapters. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't have to rate those. I'll give this one a 6.5. Just because shout out my boy Suya. But alright, that's my ongoing others. We have a couple hiatus series. Do I want to rate any of these? This is like an anthology that was recommended to me by Serate. I don't know how to pronounce his name. From Twitter. I don't know what to call him. I just kind of know what his user looks like. You know what I mean? Bro's a homie though. This was like a genuinely like fun. There were some really fun little shorts in here. I'll give it like a 7.5 maybe. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.5. Fuck it. Ruri. Yeah. I mean, it's only 6 chapters, so not much for me to rank. I'd probably give it like a 6 though. Like I said, I love it for what it is. I think it fulfills a really unique niche in Shonen Jump especially. But it's just not, this ain't my manga. This is the prequel to that other Suyu manga that's also actively ongoing, but is currently on hiatus. So I don't know why it's not on hiatus here, but you know, we ball. All right. So I mean, I'm feeling pretty like decent about this. I'm feeling pretty like okay about this. I can't really do much more here. I mean, I'm not gonna rank a 4 chapters. My reading. Should I rank what I'm reading right now? Based on my current experience. You guys want me to talk about Shaman King and Vagabond? How the fuck is the manga and the prequel both ongoing at the same time? That's some of the realest shit you've ever said, Manga Crash. I feel like this is what happened. I feel like Suyu was writing... I feel like they were writing... What's it called? Rakujitsu no Pathos. I feel like they were just writing that one day and they're like, I have a great idea for like a backstory for this character, and they're like, I'm gonna make a manga really quickly, and then they gave her a backstory in this manga right here, and they're like, okay, I've got out about as much as I wanted from it. I kind of don't know what to say. Let's go back to the main manga. I feel like that's the kind of the sequence of events here. I'll ask the manga author. Was the Sinbad? Is Sinbad a prequel? I don't know. If it is, was that going on the same time as Magi? Question mark. Is that what we're referring to here? But okay, Shaman King and Vagabond. I'll probably say a word about them. I might not rate them though. Shaman King right now is like a high 8.5, and once I officially finish it with the Kazebon version, it'll be a 9. It'll just be a 9. I know it will be. I love Shaman King. It's like what I really appreciate about Shaman King is a couple of things. For one, I think it's just simple shonen archetypes and tropes and plot lines done very well. I think because of the period within which it came out in, the market wasn't as oversaturated with a lot of these kind of tropes and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was definitely a lot of it going on, but like we're not bombarded with it in the same way we might be today, I think, just because of access to manga and whatnot. And so I think it would have been even more impactful during the time that it came out. And I think it was. I think it was quite impactful during the time it came out. I think going back to it might be a little bit more difficult for some of the more modern anime fans, only because, again, we've kind of become numb and desensitized to a lot of these tropes, and so we might... it might not have the same kind of potency as somebody who was reading Shaman King as it came out. But for me, as someone that's, a student of the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, I'm able to appreciate when some of these tropes are done well, and I think Shaman King does all of them exceedingly well. Shaman King ending only works for Shaman King. Any other series would be cop-out. Interesting. I'm looking forward to reading that then. Shaman King character designs are so great. I agree. I think one thing Shaman King does phenomenally well is it has a really nice full cast of characters that you genuinely care for each of them individually. Like when I was first reading it, I'm like, who the fuck cares about Horo? Like what a whatever throwaway character. But there was this mini arc with him where he had to protect this bear, and the bear ends up dying, and he kind of has this freak out moment, and he gets a power up and he defeats, it's really fucking cool. He has some meaningful character development. Then him joining Team Ren later, there's just a lot of moments that took this character that I'm like, who the fuck would ever care about Horo? What a whatever character, and made him to someone that you genuinely care about. And then you have characters like Yo and Anna, that you are obviously gonna love. These are phenomenal characters. Yo is top 10 protagonists of all time, period. Yo is a phenomenal character. How? Are you kidding me? How is he such a great antagonist? Thoughts on that one, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, Ren also, it's just oh god, what a beautiful character. Shaman King has no lack of great characters. And I think that's another thing that I just love. Because I feel like there are a lot of shonen that have great plots and a few great characters, but they don't have the same scope of a full engaging cast in the same way Shaman King does. Yeah, on God, how and Yo growth is subtle and so good. Exactly, it's very subtle. Another thing I love about it is the power system. It's simple, it's easy to follow, but I think it breaks its own rules in meaningful ways to really surprise the viewer and just slowly give us more information. And I love that. Oh, Chocolove is the other character I was gonna really I wanted to focus on. I think Chocolove is an amazing character, and I never thought I would have said that. Faust also not bad. I'm not as invested in the Faust character arc, but I appreciate how far he's come. Lyserg, I'm a little iffy on him, but again, I think that he contributes positively to the whole arc. Some of the X-Law guys are fucking awesome, like Marco and Jean. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't know. There's no shortage of great characters in Shaman King, is all I'm going to say. That plus the power system, you know, the whole mana stuff, very well done. I don't know what else to say about Shaman King. It's generally a fantastic series. I'm guessing you wouldn't recommend the Shaman King and Netflix. Do you? I mean, I watched the first 12 episodes, and it pales in comparison. I'm gonna finish it just because, you know, I love Shaman King and I want to consume more of it, but it's not a great adaptation from what I can tell. Do you really end up caring about Monta later? I mean, not that much, but you do find out a little more about him that makes it more interesting, I'll say. Shaman King is one of my favorite casts. Yeah, hands down. Hands down. Shaman King is looking to be shaping up to a 9.5 even. But as it stands, I'd give it an 8.5. Okay, Vagabond. I don't know where to, like, honestly, I was expecting to not like it because I'm not huge on historical pieces. I especially dislike, you know, the samurai thing. But I'm surprised to find that after like 4 volumes, I'm actually enjoying it. I think for those who haven't read Vagabond, Vagabond is essentially just like a battle shonen, but it has more blood and it has more nudity. Like, that's at bottom what Vagabond is. It's very character driven, and I do appreciate that. I think that essentially it just focuses on, what's his name, Musashi? Fuck me. Musashi, yeah, it pretty much is just focusing on him and how different events are forcing him to introspect and reflect and develop as a character. So I think the fact that the mangaka, in a way, spends all of his efforts on just this one character, I think, is a positive thing because it gets a really rich and meaningful character arc that I do genuinely like. But I think at bottom, I mean, bro, it's just like a battle shonen that's a little more edgy at bottom, I think. But I like it. I think right now I'd give it like a 7.5. You know, I'm only 4 volumes in. I hope to blitz through it a little more. I'm genuinely enjoying it. Yeah. It's a battle seinen. You know, it's like Vinland Saga. It's like I mean, that's the most close thing I can compare it to. It's like that first layer. Like it's like, you know, the battle shonen kids grow up and like this is the first layer they get into. They get into like the Vinland Sagas and the Vagabonds because it's like just like a step up. And, you know, maybe I'll throw Gaunt's in there too. It's just like a battle shonen on steroids. I think the formula for Vagabond is very simple, but Musashi's journey is beautiful. It's definitely, I mean, even from just these first 4 volumes, like it's quite a engaging character journey. So I'm excited to see how it pans out over the course of the next 300 chapters. The pacing's slow, but it's a fast read. You know, it's light on dialogue. That's not to say there's no dialogue. It's definitely some things to chew on, but yeah, that's my Vagabond analysis. I'm not going to put a rating. For some reason, I'm more comfortable putting a rating on like things that are ongoing than I am for things that are completed and I'm reading. So I'm not going to put a rating here, but let's just say like 8.59, 7.5. That's kind of where we're rocking. Never gotten a Vagabond, but it always looked good. All right. So on previous occasions, what I've done is I would kind of find a manga that's a 10, find a manga that's a 1, and find a manga that's a 5, and kind of base all the other manga off of that. And I think that's an effective way to approach it. But what I'm actually going to do this time is, because I've started creating all these little lists of like mangaka, I think it might be a good starting point to just pick a mangaka and rate their kind of bibliography, and then kind of branch it from there. So we'll do that. And we'll start with Asano. Vagabond, not one of my most hated manga. I'd give it a 3 based. All right. Where do we begin, man? Asano. Girl on the Shore, 8.5. I'm not gonna go over this. I mean, I have an Asano tier list. I'm very vocal about my love for him as a mangaka. I've discussed him time and time again. I don't feel like I have to discuss this anymore. Punpun's a 10. I'm just gonna mute Orange for like the next 10 minutes because I just know that emotionally I'm not gonna be able to bear the Asano hate that's gonna come from his mouth. Downfall? I had it at a 9 for a while, but I think I might drop it back down to an 8.5. Just be a little more honest about myself. I really like it. I need to reread it because I feel like right now in my life is, unfortunately, it's something I can kind of relate to in some capacity. It's not something you want to do, by the way. That's not the best thing to relate to, but Pun Pun's a good comedy. I remember when Dice had made that video. You know, shout out Dice Head, bro. He had a whole channel rebrand. Came back with some of the best looking anime videos, and then just like stopped making videos. Like, goddamn, rip Dice Head, dog, legend. I do like some of his works. Oh shit, okay, I'm excited to know which works of Asano you like. When you relate to an Asano manga, that's never good. You're not in a good place in your life when you're relating to an Asano manga. Dead Dead Demons, I'm gonna give it a 9. I didn't really like the ending, but it's like it's a very fun manga and something very different from everything else Asano's done, I think. What else can we do? Nijihara Holograph, I've been saying I'm gonna reread it for like 20 years, and I just never get around to it. I know it's quite critically acclaimed. Like it was met with much like positive praise when it came out, but like it won some awards and whatnot. I never got into Nijihara Holograph. I read it once. I was kind of confused. It felt a little pretentious. I didn't fuck with it that much, but I fuck with Asano, so it's still a 6. I need to reread it. I need to reread is what I need to do. Dice disappear like many. Yeah, it's just how it is sometimes. City Light is, I want to say, his first or second best collection of one-shots. The big 3, of course, are City Light, What a Wonderful World, and Before Dawn. What is it called? Before Dawn and the End of the World. That's his kind of his big 3 collections. I think What a Wonderful World might be the worst of them, despite being the first one and only one printed in English, I believe. And which ones? I really like these 3 middle one-shots in Before Dawn. I thought these were fucking awesome. It was 3 perspectives on essentially the same day. And it's not a particularly unique concept, but I just think it's done so well. Like, just to kind of see how like the same events are processed by 3 different people experiencing the same events. It's a great collection of one-shots. I'll give this a 7.5. This is definitely, I think, the peak for his one-shots. Short story collections, I mean. I don't know why I keep calling them one-shots. A City of Light, I'm cheating some, just like peeking at Crash's score and just seeing how it might compare. Let's just actually, are you based? Do you have an Inyo Asano section, Crash? Peter Holograph is Asano at his most pretentious, I think. I think I agree. Decent debut work, but he's gone so much farther. Yeah, I agree. Asano Guide, he does have it, damn it. I knew he had it. City Light 7.5. Where's the other? He hasn't read it? How is this the ultimate Asano Guide when he hasn't read it? I'm pretty sure you have, though, haven't you? I feel like you did go back and read it and you just never logged it, maybe? I don't know. Let's make fun of Crash's scores for his Asano manga. 10 for Dead to Demons. Not bad. Pun Pun 10, based. Salon 9.5, based. Downfall 9, yeah. I mean, I've had it there for a while. Based. You really fucking love this one. God damn. I couldn't. Okay, this was happening to me earlier. This makes me nervous, but I did not enjoy this one that much. But wow, you really loved it. God damn. I might have to reread it. Girl on the Shore an 8. You know, you're kind of underselling how good it is, but that's fine. What a Wonderful World an 8. Wow, okay. Powerful. There was definitely some great stories in What a Wonderful World. But I still think that it was the weakest of the one-shot collections. Genuinely, Downfall may be my favorite Asano manga. Understandably, I do think it is fantastic. I need to reread it. Girl on the Shore is decent. Girl on the Shore is phenomenal. Grow up, boys. Girl on the Shore is phenomenal. I thought I rated this. What the fuck? I probably have to refresh the page, actually. Sorry, I'm stupid. Never mind. I guess I just didn't say. My bad. My bad. This is a 7 point. Oh, it is. What the fuck? Why is it not here then? Okay, it's there. Whatever. Salon and What a Wonderful World I found at least decent. Downfall was okay. Yeah, fuck it. We take it. Where's Salon in? Yeah, that's a 9.5. It's very close to a 10. Heroes, give it like a 6.5. It's not pretentious. It's fun. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't in the mood when I read it, I suppose. City Light, I'll give it like a 7. It's a pretty decent collection of short stories. I might give the same to What What a Wonderful World. My cat entered the room, so please forgive me. I think the one short story that always stuck out to me the most in What a Wonderful World was the titular title with the bear costume robbery thing. That was kind of fun. But I think the one with syrup was always my favorite. I don't know why, that one just always stuck out to me. What is my cat doing? Then we have the Cigarette Anthology, which is an anthology from a bunch of like really base mangaka. So if you haven't read this, you really have to. Asano's in here. Natsumi Ono's in here. Lots of base mangaka. Literally lists too. I think there's another one. There is another one. Oh yeah, Oku did the I think the art for the cover. Yeah, I think it's the art for the cover. He did this one. Yeah, just the cover art, I believe. So it's a really a bunch of really talented mangaka coming together and delivering some really fun one shots. Right, Chloe. Yeah, right. I give it like a 7. Yeah. Osaniri-kun, I mean, like, you know, if Pun Pun was a gag manga, I was a little harsh on it when I first read it, but like, looking back on it, it's fun. It's really fun. We'll do like a 6.5 as well. I've been meaning to read that. You should, my friend. You should. It's very good. And then we have a few one-shots down here. Fuck, I hate rating one-shots. Inyo-chan's Cool Japan. Is this the one with like the giant eraser or something? The world's like largest eraser? Yes, it is. That was like whatever. What did Crash give it? Give it a 6 as well then. I didn't. I mean, like, I just genuinely baseline. I enjoy every Inyo-san manga, like pure and simple. Damn, bro, not the bots. Put this user in timeout. 6.5. That's so low. Why do you hate it? Any Twitter on God. On God, yeah. I mean, like I said in my like 7 out of 10 video, I think the potency of a score will depend on the scope, like just the scope, how often you're using the full range on the 10-point scale. I mean, I think the average any Twitter user uses 6 to 10, like straight up, and then maybe like a 1 when they're trying to be dramatic and make a point. So like when you give a 6.5, that is literally like the lowest conceivable number on their scale, and I think it hurts. But like I have like a pretty refined distinction between like my 2 and my 3. Okay, let's be real. A 2 hentai versus a 3 hentai, they're miles apart, right? Anyone that uses the full 10-point scale knows that. Can you not ban the bot? I don't know how to. I just put him in timeout, but hide user on this channel? Maybe? It's like my cat wants to get out. Damn it. What up, brother? All right. Okay. All right. What else do we have? Sayonara Bye Bye was a good one. 6.5 probably. Dramatic story about 2 siblings. Yeah, it was like a 6.5, I guess. I don't know. Cats are the best. Cats are great. Mildly inconvenient at times, but great overall. Service area? I don't remember half of these, bro. I don't remember half of these. I fucking hate rating one-shots. Service area. Man who lives and works in Tokyo. Oh, this was actually a good one. This was another like pretty solid one. I'll give this a 6.5. I'm here to slander. Based. Rabuka. This was one of his newer one-shots. I think this came out around the same time Oshimi dropped one of his one-shots. It was called Lily or something. I thought this was the weaker of the two, which is strange. I think Asano usually beats out Oshimi on a good day, but I thought Oshimi got the better of him that day. I don't know. We'll give it a 6.5 as well. Why not? That's the safe Asano number. That's why I'd never do a complete relisting. I have to trust past me. I respect it. One shot created for again. This was like a give it a 6. It's my safe number for Asano. I know Asano doesn't have it in him to make a genuinely bad manga, so I can just assume that even if it's like not memorable, it's at least a 6. So we've kind of cleared up the Asano. Hello? Have these just not rated? What's going on, brother? Did I not save them? We did not. No, we did. What the fuck? Annulus is awful today. Okay, so this is it. We got Pun Pun at a 10, Salon at 9.5, Dead to Demons at a 9, Girl in the Short 8.5, Downfall at 8.5, Before Dawn 7.5, Secret Anthology 7, City of Light 7, Water on for World 7, Ozanari Kun at 6.5, Rebecca, Sayonara Bye Bye, Service Area, Heroes 6.5, got a few 6s. My favorite score is 4. That's actually my default for a lot of like the seinen hentai that I'd be reading. 4. Well, 2 to 4. There's a spectrum. I've kind of got it mapped out now how to rank each. Anyways, that's my Asano done. Let's just move on to Oshimi. You know, speaking of the devil, yeah, Lily was the name of the one shot. That was a phenomenal one shot. Let's just do that right now. It's crazy how much he can get out of so little. 7.5. The characterization of that was phenomenal. What else we got? Okay, Blood on the Tracks 8.5. Easy. Welcome Back, Alice 8. Inside Mari, you know, we'll go for an 8.5. Pretty great twist at the ending there. A little bit of body swap action. You know, the vibes. Drifting Net Cafe was like surprisingly a lot better. And I wish I didn't wait so long to read it. I'll give it an 8. It's like Oshimi's take on like a kind of like classic horror film in a way. But with like, you know, the classic Oshimi twist. I definitely, like, if you haven't read this is... I feel like Crash in particular might really appreciate this manga. You know, you're a bit of an Oshimi fan. You're a bit of a horror fan. I don't know if horror is necessarily the right genre for this, but like that's kind of the angle I think he's going for with this. The newest work from popular artist Shizuo Oshimi, you know. It's quite new, 2009. I really do think that you like Drifting Net Cafe. I do. I can see it. It's only 7 volumes long, so... Happiness, it's always teetering between like a 7.5 and like an 8 for me. It's just like a fun, quick read. Supernatural. It's like Oshimi with like a kind of impressionist spin on the art, which I really liked. I thought visually it was quite cool. I don't know how committed I was to the whole like vampire thingy. We'll say 7.5. I think it's lost the grip that it had on me. Happiness is a 4 and it's the one I like the most. Hey, you liked it the most at least. Avant-Garde Yumiko is getting a fucking physical release, which is crazy to me. But what I appreciate about this so much is like it's the perfect intro to how Oshimi approaches sexuality in his manga. It's a very like Freudian understanding of sexuality. It's not sexuality in the sense of like, oh, you know, horny boy, have sex with girl to get off and fulfill some kind of desire. It's like sex in like conceived in the broadest sense of like a kind of longing for what's other in the sense of like what one does not have or what one is fundamentally lacking, and how that kind of motivates you. And I think the reason that Avant-Garde Yumiko is so good is because it's just like a very on the nose depiction of that sexuality, because Yumiko is eventually put in a situation where like a kind of sexual opportunity arises, and she is like very adverse to it, despite her, you know, overlapping or overarching desire for, or fetish, not fetish, but like desire for, you know, the male phallus. So I think it's the most pronounced in this manga, and I appreciate that. It's like the perfect beginner manga to understanding Oshimi, you know, that he's not just writing manga for horny teens, but that there's actually something more meaningful floating on in the background. A lot of it's also like surface level Freudian analysis, which is like, you know, it's not particularly profound, but he does use it, I think, in interesting ways, and it's those interesting ways that justifies, I think, everything else, even if it's not. Akuno Hana's 10 out of 10, yeah, it's definitely up there. I might get it to remember the things you made me read. Yeah, based. Avant-garde. With all that said, despite it being an excellent introduction to Oshimi's corpus, I think a 6.5 is rather adequate. Maybe a 7. We'll see. Flowers of Evil, it's like a 9.5, edging towards a 10. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's great. One hell of a manga. It's magnum opus, dare I say. All right, what else we got? Devil Ecstasy. This one is just so absurdly funny that I have to give it a 7. It's just so absurdly funny, I have to give it a 7. I don't care. I mean, guy is scared of girls with big boobs, and that's what literally saves his life because he doesn't go into the succubus hotel, right? Because he's scared of the girls with big boobs, so he runs away. That literally saves his life. And then he has to give it a 7.5. It's ridiculously fun. I fucking love this manga. I think it's hilarious. My God, my cat's going crazy out there, bro. Hope you guys don't mind. Yutai Nova, on the other hand, it's like a 7. It's fine. You know, it's a solid Oshimi effort. Miss Kusakabe I thought was kind of like lame. I didn't really like it. I give it a 4. Sweet Poolside is fucking strange. It's very it's Oshimi to the core. It's literally just about this guy and this girl who form a relationship on the basis of he shaves her because she doesn't know how to shave herself without cutting herself, and she has to shave because she's a swimmer. I think this has a live action movie too or something. It's fucking strange, bro. Oshimi's a fucking freak. I'll give it a 6.5 though. No, I gotta respect Avant-garde Yumiko more than that. I'll give it a 6. I remember telling a guy I was going to read Sweet Poolside, and he was like, "Why?" What an excellent response. What a fucking excellent response. Thought I was joking. I would never joke about reading a Shujo Oshimi manga. Shino Can't Say Her Name was like a 5.5 maybe. I do remember this one part where she thinks like her one friend betrayed her, and that was kind of cool or something. Watts is like, I'll give it a 5. It's not memorable. That's the Oshimi catalog, I think. Lily Happiness. Is Lily Happiness really on this? Yeah, I think so. Devil's Ecstasy, yep. Yutai Nova, Avant-garde Yumiko, Sweet Poolside, Shino Can't Say. This is good. I like this. I'm feeling confident with these scores. While we're going down the list of manga, let's do fucking Furuya, another one of my favorite mangaka. Fuck. The only issue is I have some plannings in here. Well, we're not going to do Furuya's because it's kind of like littered with plannings. We'll do Oku's though. Also littered with plannings, but like much less. Okay. So, where's Gantz? Gantz, immediately 9. I love Gantz. What just dumb fun. I quite like his approach to the art. I like the kind of digital aspect. I like seeing, like, the CG to me is just super unique. Even if it's not like super refined, I think it just adds like a certain, it gives you something visually to appreciate. There's something more to digest there. But at bottom, I mean, Gantz is just like, it's dumb fun. It's dumb fun. Like, it's literally an action series. I mean, it's a shonen series on fucking steroids. It's the poster child of like edgy seinen. It's got gore, violence, nudity, you know, morally questionable scenes. It's like the poster boy of all of it, and I love it. It's just such dumb fun. I see some people try to yield some like Gantz's commentary on nihilism. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if Gantz is a commentary on nihilism. I don't give a fuck. This shit's just fun. It's dumb fun. That's it. 9, easy. One of my like most enjoyable experiences reading a manga was reading Gantz. We have Gigant, and people fucking hate Gigant. I think Gigant was fucking awesome. This shit was so fun. Guy literally meets his like favorite porn star, and like they go in a relationship, and she has this power to turn into the size of like a giant, and she fights off aliens that are destroying the earth, and then they meet literal gods at some point. Dude, be as critical as you want as Oku, but he just writes some of the most ridiculously fun manga, and that's what the Gigant was for me. I would easily reread this over a lot of other manga. 8 out of 10. It's so stupid fun. Yeah, it completed a little while ago now, actually. Can we get a end date, maybe? Yeah, last year. I've been interested in Gigon. Yeah, dude, I love it. I think it's so ridiculously fun. I know people hate it, like, on my following. Let's just see who read it, what they gave it. Yeah, we got like a 3.3, we got a 5, we got 3.9. Like, people are pretty, like, not big on it, but yeah, it ended within, like, the last year. I fucking love it, dude. I don't care. Fuck the haters, dude. Gigon's actually pretty near. Not my thing, but its shorter length makes it more bearable. Now I know what Uniqlo means. I mean, Uniqlo is just like a clothing store. What does it have? Like, I mean, what does it actually mean? Is there a meaning that I'm not processing here? Probably. I don't know. It's an 8. They got Inuyashiki. And like with each Oku manga that I've read, like the score just started like dropping like a whole point. That's like Inuyashiki is like a 7 or a 7.5. This one to me, I can understand why somebody wouldn't like this. I think it did a great job early on setting up like sympathy for like the old man. Like I felt really bad for him. Like his family just treated him like a piece of shit. Like it was awful. Like I actually, like my feelings were so hurt. Just fucking seeing the family bully this old man. I'm like, damn, he didn't deserve any of this, bro. But alas, a giant comet comes and he's reconstructed as a fucking robot or something. I don't know. I think the big thing for me about Inuyashiki is that it should have explored like the actual supernatural things more, because that's what I think Oku's really good at doing. I think he's good at exploring the kind of more supernatural background that's, you know, kind of in the background of the action of the drama. And here, like, it's not really explained. Like, it's literally, you know, oh no, we can't let the humans know that there are aliens, so let's reconstruct the scene we just crashed into and yeah, and move on. And like then it's never really addressed again. But I don't know. The main guy is a bit of an edgelord. I like the old man. It is what it is, I guess. It's his most liked work, but it's probably his work. It's ending had me in tears. Damn, okay. 7 or 7.5. We'll do 7 for now. We'll go back. We'll reevaluate it against the other 7s. This guy loves Vagabond. Hey, what can I say? The #1 Vagabond stan. You know me, baby. Fuck. Okay. What else do we have here? What else is in the works here? Hen. So I completed this version of Hen. I'll give it like a 7, maybe. I feel like at the end they introduced like the dynamic from his earlier version of Hen, and it made it confusing. But yeah, it was whatever. 01. Dude, this shit was good. Fuck, I had a whole thread on Twitter about... It was me and some other dude. Clown, JK, love you. Love you too, buddy. Me and this other dude on Twitter had like this whole thread on how 01 could have been so much better. What I really like about it is like the weird fucking CG scenes that he just puts in there. I think that they look so cool. It reminds me a lot of like the corny, like... Do you guys know Reboot? Reboot CGI. It reminds me a lot of like this shit. Like that kind of CGI. Like that's literally like the level we were playing with in 01. But I don't know, like I'm nostalgic as fuck towards that art style. So like I see it, I'm like, honestly, this should kind of go. But I think what holds us back more than anything is that like it just... We finally get a really good glimpse into like the online world that he's been kind of like hinting at throughout the entire series, and then it just kind of ends like without any farther development. And I think where it could have went farther is like developing that online world. And like my kind of fucking headcanon that I was really building was that like, what if when they went into the video game they were actually going to another real like world, and then they get stuck in it and like we find out more about the blah blah blah. That was my headcanon. I'm like, honestly, this shit could have been awesome, but it just fell short. I'll give it like a 7 though, because I don't know, Oku's like a pretty easy manga to read. Very little dialogue. Interesting, albeit a little strange visuals, but I appreciate him. What the fuck else is next? Oh, there's this one about the fucking shut-in and the nanny. This one was like decent. 7.5, I guess. I hope I'm not getting like locked in like the 7.5 stun lock, because that shit sucks. Where I'm just giving everything 7s. Okay, what else? Fuck, we got a lot of 7s. 8, 9. It makes sense. I feel confident in these scores though, so I don't feel like these are inadequate at all. Yume Onna. He did this actually with the author of Homunculus. It felt pretentious. I didn't like it. I give it like a 4.5. Like, you know, just enough to deny it that average bar of 5. But not so low to, like, you know, put it amongst my actual 4s and 3s. Again, it just felt pretentious to me. I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it. But, I mean, the general score of 55 is probably quite telling. Gaunt/Nishi. This was like a side story about Nishi. Okay. This was like a little monologue, something like that. I don't know. I think this was Oku literally describing like what influenced Gaunt's. I'm gonna cheat here, but I'm gonna see what other people have given it. Oh, you give it a 4 crash? Come on. You gotta respect. Give him at least like a 5.5 on this one. Talking about like Back to the Future and shit. It's cool, I guess. What the fuck do I give this? Gaunt/Nishi. I don't remember this. That's the problem with re-ranking manga. You give this a 6? You give this a 6? I'm giving it a 5.5 too. I don't remember that. I don't really remember it either. That shows what Nishi does in his spare time. No, I do remember this. This was fun. Fuck it. We're giving it a 6. Maybe if I reread it, I'll like it. Maybe. Okay. I think that's all the Oku works that I can do.
Yeah, it is.
I love cheating too. Especially when I don't plan to read the manga. Based. Alright, Gaunts. Gigant. Maybe I should give this a 7.5. Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. It was enjoyable. I feel pretty good about this. Alright, let's rock. So that's Oku done. Alright, let's pump out Suya Suya. This one's gonna be easy/hard. Suya Suya is like essentially a hentai artist. But the reason that I like have so many of his works under my belt is because every now and then he just comes through with like this very strange moment of like it takes me back because I'm reading like a shitty like hentai for like 6 chapters, and then boom, chapter 7 he hits you like this crazy like moment of introspection with like really well written dialogue and like reflection. Like this one right here, The Summer of Me, Myself, and Mama, I think is what it's called. This shit was like 6 chapters, like shitty Suya Suya tier hentai. And then just like this last chapter, it has incredible self-reflection on behalf of the protagonist, questioning the morality of is post-nut clarity. Is it? This is like, no, this is the embodiment of post-nut clarity, like in a manga itself and not just in my head. Because it's like just horny nonsense for like 6 chapters. And then 7th chapter is like, finally, real manga. So I'm actually going to give this a 6. The final chapter is surprisingly great. I was honestly going to do a video on it. I had considered doing a video on it. But like, I feel like it's just such a touchy subject, given the content of the manga. And I don't know if I want to put myself out on a limb to make that video that no one will watch anyways. I'm not doing it. The premise is literally like, I want to say like, if it's not high school, it might be middle school. And that's the fucking morally questionable aspect of it. But it's like young couple, girl ends up fucking teacher, guy ends up fucking girl's mom. Like, you know what I mean? They both kind of know what's happening, but they continue to do it anyways. I don't know. It's maybe I will do the video. I don't know. I'm just like weird about touching those topics on the public. You know what I mean? Doing a whole ass video dedicated to this shit. Just get called out for reading something questionable. Gotta go. Thanks for the good time. Fuck me. I'm crying. Manga Crash leaving me. Damn. And we're not even like a fraction through this shit. God damn. This is almost 2 hours. Alright, we gotta keep going though. We gotta keep going. Shiori's Diary, I think, is probably his... I want to say like... possibly his best work. I really liked Shiori's Diary. I almost bought it physically, but I didn't have it in me to explain to my girlfriend what the fuck I was buying. The thing is, now we have to kind of like suss through all the shitty, like these are all like 4s, 3s, and 2s. It's just like a matter of finding out which is which. This one I think was his worst. It's just a straight up hentai. It jumps right into the action, but like Suya is not particularly good at drawing like the sex scenes. Like what he's good at is like kind of doing some basic characterization and like these little moments of self-reflection. But here he doesn't do any setup. Like it's literally like chapter 1, like okay, we're fucking okay. It kind of blows. I'm not gonna lie to you. Monocoge no Iris, though, I think was a little more substantial. Yeah, 3 volumes, a little more characterization going on. It was a little funner. This one's definitely on the higher tier of like his other manga. I'll give it a 4. What else do we have here? I think this one's also probably a 4, or maybe a 3 actually. I give this one like a 3.5 maybe. 3.5, yeah. Rocking with it. Shout out to my 9 viewers just watching me like internally distinguish between shitty hentai. Did I like this one? We're splitting hairs here, fellas. We're splitting hairs. Let's do a refresh and just kind of recalibrate a little bit here. This one was am I gonna get demonetized for this shit? Probably am, right? I'm the only one that's read this on my list. Damn it. I can't even like cheat by looking at other scores. What's the mean score? 60%? Unlikely. I don't even remember like what goes on in this one. There's no description. What the fuck am I gonna do? I think this one was a 3. Maybe it's a 3.5. I'm a little too harsh on this one. I want to say this one's probably a 3. At this point, we're just making shit up. And I don't think it matters. I don't think anyone's going to ever read any of these manga. I think this one was like a 3 also. I read that one semi-recently, but I read a few of his semi-recently, so they're kind of all blurring together. Oh, this one was actually good. This one was like 4.5 maybe. Isn't that crazy that that's a good Suya manga? These are the extras. I mean, I'll just give the extras a 4. Oh, I've read this one also semi-recently. This beautiful, calm neighbor. That's just the only other sex partner. What did Teppy do? I think I like this one. I'll give it a 4. Fuck it. Okay. Fuck it. We'll give this one a 3 or something. It says adult. Usually, his actually explicit hentais are pretty bad, so we'll give it like just like a 3, I suppose. And then we can get the fuck out of Suya land. Reload. Okay, just half of these have not loaded in yet. Whatever. Fuck it, I guess. They're there. They're there. 6.5, 6.6. And then let the fucking 4s, 3s, and 2s begin. I can't rate that one. It's like 10 chapters. What am I going to rate? Alright, one more manga to do, and then we can start just like busting through miscellaneous completed manga. So this one's Takeshi Obata. I was gonna do a tier list of Takeshi Obata manga with Taiyo for a while, but like bro died and then came back to life, and then I forgot everything, and now we're in a weird state. But it'll happen eventually. Right, All You Need Is Kill. I think I've been hyping it up a little too much. I'll give it an 8. It is like genuinely a really fun manga with a really moving ending, but I've been hyping it up way too much, I think. But it's an 8. It's just not as good as I might have let it on to be earlier. Death Note is an 8.5, however. I feel like every time I talk about Death Note, I give the same fucking analogy, and you guys are probably getting bored of it, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. Death Note is like Weezer's Blue Album. It's just like, I think everyone kind of knows it's great, but because everyone talks about how great it is, you get desensitized to it, and you kind of get like annoyed at how much people talk about it, and then you think about it more negatively, but then when you actually read it, you're like, this is actually pretty great. That's how I feel about the Blue Album for Weezer. I'm so irritated about hearing how good the Blue Album is. Like, fuck the Blue Album. I'll type it in chat, but it's Weezer's Blue Album. You know, like Say It Ain't So, My Name Is Jonas, In the Garage, that kind of stuff. Undone, Sweater Song. Should I check it out, the Weezer, since I've never heard of it? Honestly, yeah. I mean, Weezer is kind of like a staple for like 90s alt garage rock kind of emo pop punk, but not really. Yeah, Weezer's phenomenal. At least check out the single. Check out Say It Ain't So, you know what I mean? That's their song. Weezer's shit band. Got 2 of those 3 orange. But that's how I feel about Death Note, anyways. For those that get the analogy, you get the analogy. Also, why the fuck is everything so slow today, dude? Please say this ain't real. That's what Quinn just tweeted. I have notifications on for him. Kind of an L that he's not in this chat room, but I gotta respect the young man for grinding. He's probably doing something more meaningful than being here. Oh, he's public again. Real. Sorry. No time for Twitter break. I'm a peep. Always down to check out new musicians. Yeah, definitely check out Weezer. Bachman I dropped. Give it a 6. I thought, like, oh my god. Oba is, like, tragically bad at writing female characters. It's actually insane. I didn't think you could write such a poorly written female character until I read any of fucking Oba's works. Bakuman is, like, embarrassingly, like, bad in terms of characterizing females. But even that aside, it's just, like, info dump the manga. Like you're saying, oh, I thought it was Carl Weezer, my bad. Real. But Bakuman is just, like, info dump on manga. And if you're into that, that's cool. That's fine. I don't really care, though. I feel like there are better ways to introduce some of this knowledge without these big grand info dumps. And I know the meme is, oh, shonen fans can't read. Okay, fuck it. I can't read then. If you think me not loving Bakuman means I can't read, then fuck it. I can't read. Fuck it. But Bakuman was not. It's just like info dumpy, poor characterization, just unpleasant to read. I don't care. I move on. Like Misa Misa. Maybe I'm a sheep though. I don't mind Misa Misa, to be honest, but she's definitely riddled with issues. Bakuman better than Death Note, but not much better. 0.5. I'm still a Death Note diehard, and we got to keep it at that. Okay, what do we got here? Planning dropped. This shit was fucking awful. It's not completely translated, so I'm not gonna rate it, but that shit was fucking awful. Haven't read that yet. Hajime was a genuinely, like, a pretty good, one shot. I mean, it's technically 2 chapters, but it was surprisingly good. And I think with more time, it actually could have been, like, a pretty good manga, but, like, just it doesn't go anywhere. Platinum End, I dropped it after 1 volume. I feel like it's just, I don't know. I just got tired of Takeshi Obata's art after a while. You know what I mean? Hello Baby, again, a pretty good one shot. I will say Obata's got some pretty fire one shots, but you read the Death Note short stories? I sure have. I enjoyed them. I sure enjoyed them, buddy. Arcade EK9, was this by Nishin Isin? I believe so. Nishio Isin. Sorry, fuck, however you pronounce it. I liked this one. I thought there were some missed opportunities and some ideas that could have been further expanded upon, but who cares? I don't. School Judgment was fucking cringe, bro. This shit was like a 3, and that's being generous. This shit was so cringe. Holy fuck. This was painful to read at times. What was that? What was the main guy's, like, catchphrase? I'm gonna Rambo you. Or what was it called? It wasn't Rambo. It was like a Japanese term. What was that? Why is it not here? Should I just, like, pull up the Shonen Jump app really quick? I'm just gonna pull up the Shonen Jump app and, like, open up a chapter of this manga and, like, show you guys what I mean. Fuck, wrong manga. I like that one shot. Yeah, okay, fair. School Judgment. I can't, like, express to you guys just how bad this is without actually just showing you like a chapter. We'll do, like, chapter 1. Fuck, wrong way. My bad, PMs. Yes, there it is. He said it. Prepare yourselves. I will rompa the hell out of all of you. Dude, every time he says, I will rompa you in this manga, which is, like, frequently because it's his catchphrase, I feel like fucking ripping the hair out of my head. It has the same energy as, I'm gonna pwn you in this debate. It's the same energy. I think rompa is like a Japanese word for something. I don't know. Let's Google it. Rompa meaning. I contended against falsehood. Not Danganronpa. I don't know. Anyways, like it literally has the same energy as I'm gonna pwn you in this debate. Like it's literally that exact same energy, and I fucking like it actually makes me cringe. Oh, it was actually a slog to get through this. It's literally 3 volumes, but I feel like it took me like months and years and eons and light years to fucking finish this thing. I cannot recommend this at all. Awful manga. What else do we have? This one I think is also Nishio. I didn't like this one nearly as much though. Yeah, it is. I'll give it like a 5.5, I think. Probably adequate to this. What else? I think that's about it. That's all I can rate for Takeshi Obata. Yeah, I'm not gonna rate the dropped here. That one I liked more, really? I think I could see why. I think why I like RKD more was because there were just a few concepts in there that I thought were really interesting. Yeah, I remember this one. They proved the existence of heaven. I think there was just like a lot of potential around that concept, and there were some very particular things that they did that I really liked that just stuck with me a lot more. But I think like at bottom, basic execution, I think I can agree that I might have liked this one a little more, but it just didn't do anything to really intellectually stimulate me, I guess. I mean, you know, it's a fucking Takeshi Obata shonen manga. It's not going to be like fucking riveting, but there was more for me to mentally play with here, I think, and that's what made it stick more. But that's my Obata scores. So let's just get into my completer or something. You know what I mean? Let's give the page a little a reload. Hit your homie with a reload. And how we rocking? How we rocking here, folks? Hope everyone's staying hydrated. Other cringy things people say. They're both good at the end of. They're both good and the peak of Obata. I simply disagree, but I mean, as far as the one shots go, I thought like Hello Baby and Hajime were like infinitely better one shots, but we ball. All right, let's get into some of these completed titles that aren't amongst mangaka I enjoy. All right, 13 Club. I might have been harsh on it in the past. It's just like a bunch of horror one shots, I guess. They're fine. Give it a 5.5. Reversal. I think I read at the same time as 13 Club. I read that in 2014. It's fine. 5 centimeters per second. You know, it's more refined than the previous two, but it's still only like, you know, it's fine. An alcoholic turned upside down. My dad's an alcoholic. This was like, I think this is a josei, maybe? Question mark. This was when I was on my little josei binge. Yeah, it was. This was fun. Just again, just a girl detailing how her life was kind of influenced by her father's alcoholism and kind of that journey. Honestly, I gotta give that a 7.5. It was fantastic. Alien 9 was like just like a bunch of like meh. If we're gonna keep it 100, I think the original series I think was by far the best of the bunch. But for the sake of consistency, I'm just gonna give the whole lot of them a 6.5 because I don't know. I read this because like it was recommended on the basis of Dead Dead Demons because they're vaguely stories about aliens and whatever. But they're whatever. Then we got Aliens Area. You know, the cat's finally out of the bag. The truth is I only wanted to give it a 5.5. I do genuinely think amongst newer shonen titles, like it was better. I think, did Beach Toki do the review of this? He did a great review of this. And I think what he was really keen to point out was that Aliens Area, you know, I think most new Weekly Shonen Jump manga around like the 10th chapter, you know, they started to step into their identity just a little. And it's there that you can really make a make or break decision regarding the future of your manga. And I think a lot of manga choose to increase their scope to kind of create more allure for the audience. But what Aliens Area did really geniusly was narrow the scope a lot and kind of had more of an almost episodic focus. And so that let the character shine a lot more, and it kind of let that interpersonal growth be the guiding light of the manga and like what people would follow. And I think that was a smart move because it did genuinely make for a better reading experience than some other series that are similar to this, like Candy Flurry or Duran 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 or Earthchild. But I mean, at the end of the day, it didn't have enough room to really develop and shine on its own. I thought it was very promising early on with some really interesting concepts. I love the character design. I love the art. I thought this was one of the best looking shonen manga that I've seen in recent years. But unfortunately, Shonen Jump gave it the axe before it had time to grow and breathe. And I understand this is a business that is premised on making money. And if you're not making money, you know, why are you funding the creation of this manga? I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. 5.5. This was the fucking like 2-chapter manga by fucking Twitter manga by Ishida, is that his name? The Twitter or fucking Tokyo Ghoul guy. I'll give this a 5. I mean, people jokingly give it a 10. I think that's so corny. There's nothing really to rate is the issue, you know what I mean? But it's whatever. Akuma Kishi. I think this is like a kind of, not a spin-off, but like in the sphere of the Devilman manga. Yeah, the beginning of a saga, the story of the time of Yonder, but the birth of a Devilman. The Devilman. I really like this because it gave, what I liked about Devilman was the world that it built, and I thought this did a great job giving us more background into the world that was before the, you know, the ongoing events of Devilman. So this was almost purely world building, which is what I liked about Devilman. I thought we didn't get enough of. So I think I could give this like a 6.5 or maybe a 7. We'll start with the 7. We'll proceed. Anju no Chi. This was one of what's his name? Yamamoto? Naoki Yamamoto? The guy that did Arigato and Believers and a few other series. Big fan of him as a mangaka. Yeah, Naoki Yamamoto. This one was only a 7 though. This one was strange. I mean, as all of his manga are, frankly, but we ball regardless. Let me just clear this notification really quick. Unfortunately, AniList is being stinky today, but you know, we ball. We ball regardless. Alright, moving back down to the completed manga. This is looking like pretty solid, I suppose. Apartment. This was like was this Josei as well? I'm just trying to really appease my audience right now, which in my head is only orange. But yeah, this was a Josei. This was kind of like a collection of like 2 stories that were kind of running parallel to each other, so that'd kind of be like a block of the first one. It was called Apartment, or what was it called? I wrote a little note about it. Yeah, the first was like Apartment Conversations, and the other one was 100 by 200 Battles. And the first one, 100 by 200 Battles, was literally just about the story of like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and it really just depicted the kind of the mundane, everyday events that go on in their lives, and like the little cutesy couple things they do to go about them, like, you know, who's gonna cook, you know, it's like rock paper scissors with their feet or something. I don't like, it's cute, it's fun, but I think what holds it back is the second set of short stories, the Apartment Conversations. I didn't really care for those, and I think that honestly holds it back because that's half the manga. So I had to kind of just give it a 6 begrudgingly, but it was a fun read while it lasted. Apollo Song by Tezuka the Goat. I think I can confidently give this an 8, probably. By the way, if I wanted to cheat on some of these manga, I have a document with I hope I'm not doxing anything here, but yeah, the new top 100 anime manga. Oh, you can't see it. That's right. I have this on Windows Share, so you can't see this. If I wanted to cheat, I could kind of like go through what scores I've given manga previously. But I'm not going to do that. What's the fun in cheating? You know what I mean? Arigato. That's... I'll give it a 9. I think I was I praised the shit out of this for a while, and I think that there's definitely some merit to the praise that I gave it. Because I do think at the end of the day, despite it presenting initially as like an overly edgy, in an unjustified sense, beginning off with some really horrifying images, I think at the end of the day, it does offer a genuinely profound criticism of certain attitudes towards one's family and the kind of public image you have to maintain and how far people are willing to go to protect that despite you know, the internals of the family itself. I've kind of discussed this in a previous video. I think it was a manga I've read recently, but I gotta give it the 9.5. It's good. It's the peak of Naoki Yamamoto's manga for sure. Asteroid is by Kohei, right? What's the name of the guy from Ultra Heaven? I don't really like him as a mangaka. I mean, I haven't read Ultra Heaven, so like, you know, forgive me, I'm not in a good position to evaluate him overall because that is by far his most praised work. But I don't know, I think that this guy is just like all visuals, no substance. And don't get me wrong, like the visuals are good enough to keep you captivated, like with the very detailed psychedelic imagery. It's just very fascinating, and the visual storytelling is definitely something not to undersell. But I think overall his style is not something that particularly appeases me, and I think Asteroid was ultimately something that I just thought was It's not loading, but whatever. I think I can give it a 6. I think I can reasonably give it a 6. Oh my god, Annulus is bugging today, dude. Why is it bugging? Dude, this womps. Why is it? Why is this website not working very well? In the meantime, I have to go into internal fucking server error. You gotta be fucking me right now, dude. You gotta be fucking me right now, dude. I'm out of Disney. Yeah, Annulus has been on the fritz today, fellas, so my apologies. I don't know why I decided to be on the fritz on the one day I wanted to do. Oh my goodness, Mike Yubi pulling up in the chat. Absolutely invigorating me and giving me the spirit, giving me the energy that I needed to go on through these troubled times. Because look at this fucking shit, dude. Annulus is on the fritz today, boys. What the fuck am I supposed to do about all that? How am I supposed to run a video when Annulus doesn't work? This shit's dog, bro. Anyways, how you doing, Mike? My one of my favorite British friends. I've got a top 3 list of British people, by the way, if you guys were wondering. And right before you give your opinion on AOT, oh fucking A, yeah. Dude, this fucking womps. What am I supposed to do now? I can't access the website.